Hi guys, welcome back to my channel where you get your in-depth and unbiased reviews of Nollywood movies. If you are yet to subscribe, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you get notified whenever I post a new review. Today we are reviewing another Stephen Biodun's impressive work titled The Wildflower. It was released in May 2022 and I saw it then at the cinema before it came on Netflix just recently. So the sudden interest in the movie is perhaps proof that video-on-demand platforms are more popular than the cinema in Nigeria, but that's a story for another day. This movie, The Wildflower, focuses on sexual and gender-based violence, that's SGBV, against women and girls. One of the characters, Mamada, endures violence from her husband and even defends the husband, before outsiders. Unfortunately, she dies from the violence and her husband runs away unpunished. Meanwhile, her daughter escapes rape by the skin of her teeth as a randy neighbor, Jontana, tries to take advantage of Mamada's death. Elsewhere, Mamada's neighbor, that's Rolake, is raped by her boss, Mr. Gowon, and she fights to make sure that Gowon pays for what he has done. Fortunately for her, she gets support from several women who have been raped in the past by the same boss. So this is a great poster movie for SGBV activism in Nigeria, really. Now let's take a look at the things I like about this movie. Number one, I like how the movie revisits issues that stare us in the face even though they are not talked about enough. Issues of sexual violence at workplace, domestic violence at home, sexual violence in the neighborhood, and so on and so forth. I like how most of the rape survivors are reluctant at first to come forward as witnesses, and this is our actual reality because rape survivors are often stigmatized. And this is why Pastor Biodun initially doesn't want the wife to stand as a witness in court. I mean, he's apprehensive of the stigma it might bring to the family. I also like that Rolake, for all her education, is confused on what to do in her rape case at first, so she resorts to social media. This is also the reality of most rape survivors in Nigeria, but I am glad the movie shows the hospital as ideal first place to visit after someone has been raped. It also shows the pros and cons of taking such matter to the social media, and I think we need this sort of education really. Number two, I think Rolake and Gowon are perfect for their roles. Gowon is a perfect sexual predator. He recruits his PAs himself, selects the candidate that sexually appeals to him the most, impresses them with his intelligence, and they start to hero worship him. Then he strikes. So the victims are hardly able to take actions against him. Plus, he is rich and powerful. Rolake, for her part, looks naive enough. She dismisses the red lights blinking in her face and dismisses the concern of her boyfriend as him being insecure. And now, let's take a look at some of the things I don't like about this movie. Number one, while Mr. Gowon is addressing the clients in the boardroom, Rolake cuts in during the pitch and delivers something that earns her a round of applause from the clients. But the speech is bland and nothing worthy of note. I mean, if Rolake is going to cut in and say something that will really earn her some applause, it has to be something special. Looks bland to me. Also, Rolake hero worships Gowon because of his supposed intelligence. But the movie doesn't let us see how intelligent Gowon is. The pitch before the client was the opportunity that the movie could have used to show us how intelligent Gowon is, but it doesn't do that. The scene comes on after Gowon is done with his speech, so we can't tell for sure that Gowon is truly intelligent. Number two, Rolake and Gowon's business trip to Abuja has a lot of flaws. First, Rolake realizes that they are not headed for Blue Palm Hotel, where she had booked for them to stay, and she asks why. Great, but how does she know the road to Blue Palm Hotel? I mean, it's their first business trip to Abuja, and the movie doesn't show that Rolake has been to Blue Palm Hotel on her own before. Then, while in the hotel, the maintenance staff walks into the room to give Gowon the AC remote control while Rolake is still there. But the staff doesn't even knock before entering. He just opens the door and walks in, and nobody says anything. All right, now that's not all though. It appears that the same car Gowon and Rolake use in Lagos is the same car they use in Abuja, even though they went to Abuja by air. The car is the same interior, the same headrest adjustment. I mean, I get the scene wasn't shot in Abuja in reality, maybe due to budget constraints, but does it have to be let out this cheaply? And finally, Dr. Naomi taking Rolake to the home of a rape survivor is against the ethics of her profession. She should have visited the woman alone first and then tried to convince her to let her bring Rolake to see her. These are details, tiny details that most of our movie makers ignore, and so annoying. Now, overall, the movie is a 6/10 for me. It's a great SGBV statement, but so many avoidable blemishes. So, 6/10. Nnamdi Atupulazi is my name. Don't forget to leave your comments below, subscribe to my channel, and of course, like and share this video.